Okay, the rest of worksheet 15 is here. For number 12, it's about solving the initial value problem. For initial value problems, we would find antiderivative. So when it says dy dx, it actually means y prime or f prime if it is written as f. So for finding y of x here, we're going to find antiderivative of 1 over x squared plus 1, which is tan inverse of x, plus antiderivative of 1 is just x, antiderivative of x squared is x power 3 over 3 plus a constant. Now, in order to find this constant c, we're going to use the initial value. It says when x is 1, y is 0. So we're basically using the point 1 and 0. So y of 1 will be tan inverse of 1 plus 1 plus 1 over 3 plus c, which is going to be 0. So y of 1 is tan inverse of 1. Think of an argument whose tangent is 1. It is pi over 4. The only argument that sine and cosine are the same, so by dividing them, we would have tan, which is 1, plus 1 and 1 over 3 will be 4 over 3 plus c equals 0. So c will be negative pi over 4 minus 4 over 3. And we will put it back here. So y of x will be tan inverse of x plus, not plus, minus, oh yeah, plus x squared, x cubed plus over 3, and now minus pi over 4 minus 4 over 3 is the y of x. Let's move on to the next page for number 13. It's about finding f when we have f double prime. Basically, it means two steps of antiderivative. So for the first step, we're going to find f prime of x, which means finding antiderivative of f double prime, which is f prime. So it will be the coefficient, which is 12 times x power 3 over 3 minus 6 times x squared over 2 minus 4x plus a constant like c. And we would simplify this as 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x plus c. And using the formula, okay, we don't have f prime of something here. Both of them are f. So we're going to find f of x and then put both of them. We would use both of them. So taking another, finding another antiderivative from f prime gives us f of x, which is the coefficient times x to the fourth over 4 plus coefficient times x power 3 over 3 minus 4 times x squared over 2 plus cx plus another constant like d. Now, since we have f of x as f of 0, we would plug 0. Okay, before that, we can simplify. It will be x to the fourth plus x cubed minus 2x squared plus cx plus d. Now, plugging in 0 gives us 0 plus 0 minus 0 plus 0 plus d, which, based on the question, it is equal to 4. Also, we have f of 1. So if you plug in 1, you would get 1 plus 1 minus 2 plus c plus d. We know that d is 4, and based on the question, f of 1 is 1. So altogether, c would be -3 here. So back to the original function that we got here, f of x would be x to the fourth plus x cubed minus 2x squared plus, not plus, minus 3x plus 4 as the f of x. Okay, number 14 is kind of the same with different functions. So first we would take derivative. I'm sorry, we would find antiderivative. We know that antiderivative of e to, it's not x, it's t. Antiderivative of e to t is the same, minus 3 cosine of t, because antiderivative of sine of t is negative cosine, and plus a constant. Again, another antiderivative, which gives us 2e to t, and this time minus 3 sine of t, because antiderivative of cosine is sine, plus ct plus d. Now, using two initial amounts here, we know that f of 0 is going to be 2e to 0 minus 0 because sine of 0 is 0, plus 0 because t is 0, plus d, and it will be 0 based on the question. So we would find that 2 plus d is 0, so d is -2 here. Also, the question says f of pi is 0. So f of pi will be 2e to pi minus 3 sine of pi, which is 0, plus c times pi plus d. So f of pi is 2e to pi, sine of pi is 0, c pi, and d is -2 here. And the question says f of pi is just 0. So c will be 2 minus 2e to pi over pi. And by plugging back all these to f of t, we would have f of t as 2e to t minus 3 sine of t plus c, which is 2 minus 2e to pi over pi times t here, and plus d, which is -2. Okay, let's move on to the next one, number 15. Please pause the video, read the question, and then listen to the solution. Okay, so for this question, let P of t be the prevalence in year t, that is the number of infections. So we're given that dp over dt is basically I of t, which is 16 plus 242t. And we know that p of 0 is 80. So p of t will be antiderivative of the function that we have here. It will be 16t plus 242t squared over 2 plus a constant like c. Based on the question, since p of 0 is 0 plus 0 plus c, and it is equal to 80, we conclude that c is 80. So the function p of t will be 16t. We would simplify it to 121t squared plus 80. And it is asking after 8 years, because the difference of 1990 and 1982 is 8 years. So P of 8 would be 16 times 8 plus 121 times 8 squared plus 80, which is 7,952 is the number that is expected to us. So you would write that this number of expected infection. And usually we write an interpretation after or at the end of word problem. So don't forget to do this. Next one is number 16. It's about moving a particle. Again, pause the video and then listen. So we know that acceleration of t is the same as nu prime, which is speed at t. So based on the question, acceleration is 6t plus 4, and we're going to find speed, which is antiderivative of 6t plus 4, which will be 6 times t squared over 2 plus 4t plus a constant like c. After simplification, we would have 3t squared plus 4t plus c. And based on the question, we know that v of 0 is 0 plus 0 plus c, which is equal to negative 6. So c would be negative 6 here. Again, in order to find motion or position function, we know that S prime, which is the formula for the letter for position, is the same as V of t. Okay, so we have V of t, which is 3t squared plus 4t minus 6, and we're going to find antiderivative here. So this is 3t squared plus 4t minus 6. But we're going to find s of t, which is antiderivative of this one. So it will be 3 times t cubed over 3 plus 4 times t squared over 2 minus 6t plus another constant like d. So simplify first, you would get t cubed plus 2t squared plus, not plus, minus 6t plus d. And based on the question, s of 0 is 9. So s of 0 is 0 plus 0 minus 0 plus d, which is 9. So d would be 9. And s of t will be the position function t cubed plus 2t squared minus 60 plus 9. And the last one, 17. Find a function f such that if prime is x cubed and the line x plus y equals 0 is tangent to the graph of f. So the function would be antiderivative of x cubed, which is x to the fourth over 4 plus a constant. Also, based on the question, we know that y is the same as negative x. And we know that the slope is negative 1 here. So also we know that slope is the same as derivative, which is negative 1 here. We know that it is x cubed, so it will be equal to negative 1. And also x will be negative 1 here. So having x as negative 1, we would find y, which is negative of negative 1 based on this, which is 1. So we're going to use the point negative 1 and 1 on the graph of f. What is the graph? The graph is x to the fourth over 4 plus c. So using the point, we would have y value f of x as 1 equals negative 1 to the fourth over 4 plus c. So it will be 1 equals 1 over 4 plus c, which means c is 3 over 4. So back to the function, f of x will be x to the fourth over 4 plus 3 over 4.